Found some good riddles?
Not really.
No, you haven't? Sarah, did you find anything?
Really? You have to start the video now. And this...
What happened? What?
He started the video right now.
Please tell me I'm not on this.
You're live right now.
Oh my God, Nick!
Look, it says,
Us,
watch live now.
Tell us some jokes, Sarah.
I don't have any jokes. I'm not a funny person.
Oh my gosh.
No one's watching us, okay?
Am I doing this with you today? Or what is happening right now?
First, you're gonna read us some jokes.
I don't have
You gotta be
any.
appropriate.
You are our not our secretary, but she's our intern. This is our intern, Sarah.
Hello.
And this is the voice of the Yellow Jackets plus the voice of the class of 2019 and the voice of the Thomas County Central Soccer. So we have Nick.
I'm the producer.
Yeah, I'm also the head, what you call it, the main host. Yeah, I'm also the main host.
The host.
We're waiting for our special guest, but we don't know what she has.
Sarah, tell us a joke.
What kind of joke? I don't have any jokes.
Any kind of joke that makes it funny.
Come on, you got to.
It's gotta be funny.
How am I supposed to entertain you?
You're the intern.
You're the intern. Yeah.
I don't.
Unless you wanna be our
randomly have jokes.
Unless you want to be our secretary.
No, she's our intern. She's interning for the secretary.
No, she's the secretary of TCC.
This is your test.
This is my test.
Funny joke.
Oh yeah, here's another thing. I want you guys, out of all the juniors in the class of 2019, re-elect Caleb Moore. He is the guy.
Please re-elect me.
He's really the guy. He's going to represent us as the class of 2019. Look, as your voice of the class of 2019, Caleb is the guy. I promise you guys.
You're live?
Yeah, we're live.
We're just doing a pre-show.
We're doing like a pre-show
live
right
video
now.
right now.
Okay, because I don't hear anything.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're not live?
Not on the radio, no.
Okay.
On YouTube.
That's fine. But it's not, unless you put it on live, it won't go through the computer.
Oh, go there.
There's no audio.
Now do we hear each other?
I think so.
Okay.
I think we have video now.
Okay, and again, I want you guys to vote for Caleb Moore as his class president of the class of 2019 because he is the guy. Like, 3 years as president has been successful.
Really?
Our senior year is probably like the best one.
It's gonna be the best.
It's gonna be the best. 2019 is gonna probably be the best. But I want all the juniors listening live right now to vote for Caleb Moore as president. He is the guy. He's going to represent us. His campaign is going to make it. I know that.
Oh, yes.
Vote for Caleb. He's endorsed by me.
Caleb, 2019.
So you're...
Also, as your voice of the class of the, I'm the voice of the class of 2019, and Caleb's our president of the class of 2019. I think it would be better if if all the juniors work together, The more we work together, our year's gonna be more bigger and better.
Yes.
Because I already know our year's gonna be better than 2K18.
Sarah, are you telling me Sarah, the intern, endorses Caleb?
Yes, I do.
Caleb Moore, what do you like about him? Like, as a president of the class of 2019?
I don't know. He's really fair, and I know he's really smart and
very honest too.
Yeah, he's very honest. I've known him for a long time, and I just
Caleb.
I think he makes a good president.
Me and Caleb has been a very good friend. Me and him, we've been very good friends. We're cool and all that. But he is very honest. I think he is the guy. He is the guy, actually, because 3 years as class president, our class has been constantly getting stronger. And I don't know about our vice president, but whoever Caleb chooses as vice president, I'm going to support his campaign. Yes. Caleb, it's going to be a hashtag Caleb 2019.
Sarah, I'm still waiting for your funny joke for us.
Oh, yeah,
Nick, I don't have any. I'm not a funny person.
You gotta tell us a joke.
I can't.
You can use Google, it's okay.
Why do I do this?
Sure.
Are y'all actually like doing this?
Yeah, we're actually live. You got any announcements?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not today.
Okay.
I'm on another day, but not today.
Okay.
Make sure you spread the word. Okay, make sure this is very appropriate, because if it's inappropriate, we're gonna get in trouble. So make sure it's appropriate.
Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Stupid.
By the way, while she's finding out the jokes, let's talk about something else.
Good afternoon. My name is Nick Hales.
And my name is Shawn Diaz Jr. And what's your name?
I'm Sarah Fulgham.
This is Sarah. She's our intern.
I'm not an intern.
She's our secretary of TCC Radio.
Yes. We'd like to tease her.
How many people are live watching right now? 0.
Probably none.
1.
What? Who's that person?
1 on YouTube.
If you have a question for us, make sure you type in the comment section.
Yes, do chat with us.
Yeah, we like to do.
I'll talk to you guys right now.
Yeah. So all you do is type in whatever question you got. We answer it live right now. 88.5 and on YouTube.
Really didn't know it was gonna be on this today.
My
It's probably
name is Nick.
Huh? It's probably neat.
But we are live on the radio. If you're listening to this in your car
Or on YouTube.
or on YouTube, you can ask us questions on YouTube.
You can ask any questions.
I wish we had like a phone number, like you know how like radio stations like call this number, blah blah blah, and do something.
Yeah.
We should
I
have
mean,
like,
I would let you use my phone number, but I don't want strangers calling me.
Yo, I gotta tell you something. Y'all know that movie called Super Size? The guy who eats McDonald's a lot?
yeah.
Okay, there's days I was thinking about why can't we get the same supersized menu all the time since this is a free country and all that. But there's days where I want to go to, let's say, Whataburger, and I want to get supersized, but you can't really. And there's days when you want to go to Zaxby's and you want to supersize. Hey, even Chick-fil-A, you want to supersize, and now you can get that no more. And I'm like, dang, why did they have to take that away? We had so much of a privilege to get it.
problems.
Health problems. It was causing literal awful health problems.
Well, I know, but
Suicides.
I know, like, I understand people's health and all that, but I think other people are in good health, worry about their health, but they might try for.
If you have a high metabolism, you are you can get a supersized. No, that's not gonna work.
No, it's not gonna work.
This page is not loading.
Hey,
Your page is not loading.
Hey.
That's the joke. That was
That was somewhat fun. Yeah, let's get
ha 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 ha. Good job. Okay, so is the person we're interning coming?
Sure. I mean, I already
No,
told
wait.
her at
Why
this
did I
time.
say in office? Oh. Is the
Let's just have a good
The
time.
person you're
interviewing,
interviewing.
not interning. Interviewing. Is the person we're interviewing coming?
Let me guess. Oh no! Oh, we got Andrew Ball right here.
Andrew Ball is not welcome in this room. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about some topics.
We do have topics. We have from Miss Stewart, English tutoring. She wants us to announce English tutoring is available Monday through Friday. So every weekday in the TCCHS Media Center, that's
I
the
will be there,
library, from 3:30 to 5 p.m.
I will be there.
And in the mornings too, from 7 to 7:50. So right before school and after school on A Hall.
And anything else? Oh, yeah, look, for you guys who constantly thinking that I can't do it. I mean, if you come to these tutoring classes and you're at the margin of failing, I mean, take this time wisely.
There is help for you.
Like, this is legitimately for free. Like,
Yes.
they're not charging you nothing. Just look, take the tutoring classes the whole entire 9 weeks, and I promise you'll pass. If
Take
you put-
advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, like
presented to you.
literally, take the advantage right now because it's never too late. Especially with these tutoring classes right now, you can still pass
Mm-hmm. Yes.
unless you're really, Any other announcements, Mr. Nick?
Yes. Don't forget to come out and support the Thomas County Schools Military and First Responders Dodgeball Challenge, scheduled for Saturday, April 14th,
Uh-huh.
which I believe that Saturday is the Saturday after spring break.
The Saturday after spring break.
Yes. April 14th at the Thomas County Central Gymnasium. Tickets can be obtained from the Central High School front office or by calling this number,
How much is-
229-403-9525. Again, if you want to get tickets, you can either go to the front office of the school or call 229-403-9525.
How much is the ticket?
I do not know. I do
That's
not
not
have
sure.
that information. No.
What else we have?
The proceeds towards that will go towards funding World War II and Korean War veterans for a one-day, all-expense-paid trip to Washington, D.C.
Hey,
to see the many military memorials built in honor of their service and sacrifice.
you guys, you should make this for our veterans, especially from World War II. It's definitely one of the most bloodiest war events. And yeah, I should make it, at least, how much is it, the ticket?
I do not have that information.
But,
Shouldn't be that much though.
I mean, whatever the donation is towards them, they really appreciate how you're making this donation. And
Yeah.
we're talking about World War II and Korean veterans, like For real.
Yeah, it's military and first responders dodgeball challenge. That's gonna be some kind of game.
And it's gonna be a tough game too.
Cool. Yeah.
So, if I want you guys, please show some support for our troops and veterans, and come to this event. Any else?
No, that is all of our announcements.
All right, let's talk about the jokes Sarah got to now.
We have our jokes.
No, I don't, because I told you the page would not load.
Oh, that was the joke.
Oh, that was the
But that was a
joke.
bad joke because you had failed to provide us some entertainment with jokes, and that is your job,
This
Sarah.
is not my job. I don't have
Oh,
a
hey,
job.
in case, make sure you follow TCCHS Jackets on Twitter and TC Jacket Swarm. Is it TC Swarm? TC Swarm?
Yes, I believe so.
TC Swarm and Instagram to follow up all the sports coming from fall to spring.
We have a question from our audience. How many days till the end of the school year?
How many days to the end of the school year? Man.
I believe Mr. Young has
Yeah,
said
Mr.
on
Young.
Mr.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mr.
I believe he said
Who
this.
asked this question?
around 30 days or something like that.
30? I know.
Somewhere between 30 and 40 days.
I know.
I think it's 30 or 32 days left of school. I know he said
I
that
think
on
it's
Mr.
between
Young.
40 or 30. I know
Yeah, it's somewhere between 30 and 40
that. Who
days.
asked us that question?
Randall Young, but
Oh,
but
okay.
they said this is not Randall Young, so I don't know if it
This is
actually
not Randall
is.
Young. Okay, so
It's,
gonna
it's
be
a fake Randall Young. Oh,
This is Sarah
Zeke.
signing off because her
Zeke.
sisters are together.
Zeke. Bye, Sarah. Everybody say bye to Sarah.
Bye,
Tell us a
Sarah.
joke before you go.
I'm not telling you a
Thank
joke.
you. Do you want to do that jokes I did?
Fine.
Okay.
How rude.
How rude was that? Okay. What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries?
What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries? Does anybody want to get a shot at this? What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries?
It's a towel.
Hey, it's Zeke. Speaking of who asked that question of how many school days are left, it's Zeke.
It's Zeke.
Yeah.
You know what's weird?
Zeke, what gets wetter and wetter as it gets drier? Or what is that? What gets more wet when it dries?
Can you say that?
What gets more wet when it dries?
Like I said, Peter Pan, pick pluggers.
It's a towel. A towel gets more wet when
But you know what's
Oh,
weird?
wow.
Okay, this is how I don't get. It's like we're doing a live show right now.
Yes.
And live show, there's not to be interrupted, but
This is a very
There's only
comfortable
two people watching. Mr. Young and my account signed in on the computer.
okay.
No, well, this is okay because there's more people on the radio and this will be put on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on the radio. It's any-
But we actually have more to talk about, speaking of which.
What is it?
Okay, fine.
Well, Yunin is not here.
We don't know what she had, so
We were supposed to do an interview with her. But Jackets and Lady Jackets defeat Cairo 3-2.
I want to congratulate our tennis players too.
Yeah.
Congratulations to our tennis players for beating Caro. That is a rivalry match, and our Yellow Jackets were prepared and they took the dub.
Yeah.
They did. And sadly, our Thomas County Central baseball team lost to Cook County,
Cook County.
10-0,
Wow. Man.
and it is not over for them. Our Yellow Jackets baseball team is still pushing through. They're still making it. And I still have high hopes for that team. Oh, a matter of fact.
Both. Actually, also in sports, both men and women's soccer teams travel to Bainbridge for a region game. Hopefully,
Yeah, I was about to
we
say
can push. Really, that's interesting.
Because okay, here's the stats right now. Veterans is on top.
Mm-hmm.
Second place is us.
Yes.
Third place is Warner Robins. Fourth place is Bainbridge.
Mm-hmm.
Is it at fourth? How many people are in our region exactly? Veterans, us, Warner Robins. Oh no! I take that back. Veterans is on top. Thomas County Central is on the second. Third is Warner Robins.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth is no. First place is Warner Robins. Second place is TCC. Third place is Harris. Fourth place is Warner Robins. Fifth place is Bainbridge.
Okay, so
We
first
beat
place is
Bainbridge.
Veterans.
We still second place.
Okay. Well, we didn't beat Veterans. They
Veterans beat us twice, home and away.
Yes, that's right.
So they're
Hopefully, when we go to Bainbridge, we can beat them in their home game.
and that's gonna
In
be a
our
rival
game.
match.
Yes.
This will be at Bainbridge football field. So if you guys are interested in coming to this important rival region game, if you're important about this important rival region game, come by. It's going to be a very good game,
Mm-hmm.
especially this full dominant senior team. And again, come support our Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets on all the sports the best you can. Oh yeah, here's another thing. The baseball team. I'd like to give a shout out to them people, especially the baseball entire TCC community family coming out to these games. If you're a parent and it's one of the weekdays and you have nothing to do, make sure you come to the baseball games or the soccer games, especially the baseball games, because their concession stands are way better when you get a meal at McDonald's.
Yes, they are. They're really good.
The food is really great, and you can smell it because they'll be actually grilling it outside, frying French fries, and I think I saw this in the concession stand: a burger, a combo meal for $6.
I believe. Wait, is it their volunteers that run that?
Yeah, volunteers those runs it too.
It's very, very
It's very the TCC baseball family is very
generous.
generous,
with their time.
friendly,
Yes.
and most of all, they're loving people. So if I was you, parents out there watching us live on 88.5 and on YouTube, make sure you come to these baseball games. If you have nothing, if you want to have time, support our Yellow Jackets while bringing your children in or grandchildren, this will be a great time for you to show them of your Yellow Jacket pride, especially representing again your school colors. It's never too late to represent those colors again. And who knows, that kid might have a passion into playing this sport one day. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Anything else you want to talk about?
How about you, Nick?
No, I don't really. Spring break is coming up very soon.
Yes, spring break is coming.
Finally, our spring break, first week of April. I hope everybody has a really fun time with that. I know I'm gonna have a good time.
Oh wait, Nick, you said you're a senior, right?
I'm a junior.
Oh, you're a junior?
Yes, I'm a junior.
You're a junior, okay.
Yeah. So I'll be a senior with you next year.
All right. It sounds like I won't be alone on YJR next year.
No, yeah. I'll be
Yeah.
here.
We might be doing a morning show, but I think we should do only afternoon shows.
Yeah, I think so.
Because morning shows, who's gonna listen to us in the morning?
And
Exactly.
yeah.
And most of all people's gonna do is go to buy Chick-fil-A, buy their chicken biscuits and their sweet tea large cup,
Man, that stuff's
and
good.
come back over here. And they're gonna chat with their friends to finish unfinished homework.
Keep talking.
So next year we'll be having YJR. It's gonna be most of it is gonna be afternoon shows.
Yes. We don't have a set schedule right now, but I think we're gonna try to get a set schedule in for when we're gonna have the shows, so that you guys know when you to watch and all that.
Unfortunately, our special guest couldn't show up today.
Yeah.
We're very sorry about that, but hopefully Friday, Huntley Rogers will come by and talk about him. We're actually going to talk about a lot of topics with Huntley. Huntley is a very known Thomas County Central senior. He is both a captain for the Thomas County Central Soccer. He is a member of FBLA. He is the president of the class of 2018. This guy's a lot.
We are suddenly joined by Mr. Young. Welcome.
Yes, I thought this would be a good opportunity for us to talk about Ms. Maxwell since she's leaving.
All right.
Anything wrong with Ms. Max?
No, everything's right. She's all good. It's all good. And the adventure of the broadcasting classes, which is unlike anything else that I
It
know
is the greatest story never told.
of. That could be like the motto.
Yep.
Of the broadcast.
It's kind of
Yes.
it's kind of like, you study U.S. history, the Great Awakening. This should be us right here.
So that the great sleeping.
Oh, we do a lot of broadcasting.
What happened to Sarah? Sarah was in here.
She
Yeah,
had to
she
go.
leave.
Oh, okay.
She's our secretary.
She's our secretary.
She couldn't tell us a good joke, so we had to kick her out. Can you tell us a good joke?
Maybe. I told you about what happens when you don't pay your exorcist. Remember that?
Oh,
Wait, say that one. That's a good one.
When you don't pay your exorcist,
Yeah.
you get repossessed.
Yeah,
Oh,
repossessed.
shoot. It's not good. Not good. Not good.
spring break's coming up.
Spring break, can't get here soon enough, to be honest with you.
How many days we have left for our seniors?
32,
32 days.
So I was right.
37 for everybody else. Yep. And trying to get all the scholarship stuff nailed down. They've got forms that have been sent out to all the teachers now for senior awards and medals and things, and all that's got to be nailed down before the end of the day Friday. So when we get back from the break, it's going to be very busy.
Yeah, very.
Actually, matter of fact, since we got Mr. Randy Young, our let's make him our special guest for this show.
Did you want to talk about Miss Maxwell?
Oh, just to talk about her. I mean, just
Oh.
just to say that I'm glad she's here, and
She is a blessing to this department.
she is.
She
I
does
don't,
a lot.
I don't know what we would do without her. Period. Honestly, but we need,
Miss Maxwell's also a good teacher to look up to, especially
she's a
with
good
you.
girl.
Yeah.
We need to be finding the next Miss Maxwell, because I've only got a few years left before I'm going to be riding off into the sunset.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sunset.
Yeah.
Retirement is coming soon for Mr. Young, so make sure you send him a blessing with big checks.
Well, not only that, but we need to find somebody to come and help Miss Maxwell.
Yes.
Do you have a former student who's interested?
I don't know. Taylor McDonald possibly said she might at some point, possibly. But
Taylor McDonald may be a good, she'd be a good idea.
just have to be very patient. That's the thing. Yeah, very patient.
We have a question for Mr. Randy Young.
Oh my goodness.
He is the voice, probably the greatest voice of Thomas County Central history.
Yeah.
He is well known.
I mean, his voice is so iconic. I probably didn't even need to announce his arrival when you heard his voice.
Most people used to know me as the guy on the radio, but now they know me as the guy who calls to tell them when school's canceled.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah. So your claim to fame changes.
Changes over time.
You're like a celebrity for the radio, and then you're just like a celebrity because you call when there's snow, or there's.
So either way, they're happy to hear your voice.
This is how I see it. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Randy Young. Thomas County School Central will be closed down due to the Hurricane Irma.
Well, then what's funny though about what people don't understand about that is I don't make the decision about the decision is made by the superintendent of the school board, but everybody and their brother and their second cousin twice removed calls me asking, the school closed? School closed? And I don't know. I mean, and I'll tell them I don't have any idea. Well, how can you not know?
Oh, well,
Because I don't know.
well, I thought you go to these meetings, so I was like,
No. They just call and say, okay, it looks like the weather's going to be bad, so we need to make an announcement that the school will be canceled. But I mean, it's not like I'm sitting at home going, well, are we going to go or not? Let me see. Flip the coin.
So you've talked to my second cousin.
Twice removed.
Twice removed.
I don't understand how that works, but that's what they said when they called and asked if school was canceled.
Oh.
damn. So how long you been in the Thomas school system?
I have been really a part of the school system since I was a student. Started as a student in 1978.
Wow.
Dang.
Long time ago in a land far, far away.
Was this?
Yeah.
What was the old high
What,
school
actually?
like?
No, we had to move dinosaur droppings and stuff out of the way to get in class because
Dude, those are huge.
dinosaurs are, they were
Yeah.
pretty active back then before the big climate change thing started.
The big climate change.
But
How was life there in the 60s?
I was barely alive during the 60s, but the 60s were a time of a lot of turmoil because that was the civil rights movement was going on and the integration of the schools. And of course, you had assassinations left and right, JFK and Robert F. Kennedy and Dr. King.
So what year did you graduate Central?
81. I was the president of the class of 81 here.
Dang.
Yes.
So life during the 80s and the 70s?
Yeah.
How do you describe that?
Actually, for our school, it was good. We didn't have a lot of the problems that a lot of the other communities had. The integration of the schools was tough for a lot of the schools.
Yeah.
Moultrie had a lot of problems. Albany, a couple of their schools were set on fire and stuff, but
Wow.
we just didn't have.
So
my goodness.
what really made the integration came in together? What made these other races come in together? Was it the community that really changed it, or was really people opening up their hearts?
I think part of it, and this is going to sound strange, but Mr. Delaney has said this. He thinks that part of the reason that the integration went so well here is because of all the exposure that blacks and whites had over the years through the plantations here.
Yeah.
Like he said that his family grew up beside white families that were, because Mr. Delaney grew up on Pebble Hill Plantation. His family had been there since the early 1800s.
Dang.
Yep. But they had white families that they knew real well that were kind of in the same situation that they grew up beside. So it wasn't like, there was nothing, there was already a relationship established. And I think that was, a lot of that was community wide. Now, it wasn't everywhere and not with everybody. You still got, idiots today that still try to judge people by.
There's always going to be those.
That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, human nature. But I think just because people knew each other here before it ever happened, it made it pretty easy. There were still incidents. There were things that happened. In fact, Mr. Delaney told me about a situation where there was I think there was like a cross burned or something on campus of Thomasville High School downtown.
Wow.
Crossburn.
Mhm.
Oh, sure.
But it ended up being nothing. I mean, the city just kind of, everybody just ignored it. They didn't pay any attention to it. I mean, in other communities, something like that would happen. It would have exploded, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the glory years. We were
The
1992.
glory days.
Wait, no, wait. We're talking football. We're talking
Your glory days.
Your glory.
my glory days.
Your glory days.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Would have been. I don't know when that would have been. I'm still living my glory days, Sean. Yeah. My glory days are right now.
Glory days every day.
Yeah, because of you and Nick. That's what it is.
Yeah.
See, telling you, it's all good. It's all good.
Let's talk about
Football. Is that what you want to talk about?
The
football glory
you were
days?
being the voice.
That started in 1986. That was
So like right out of.
yeah. I got out of college and had done play-by-play some for Valdosta State for their baseball and basketball, and then the last year was they got a football program, and I was able to do play-by-play for that.
Uh-huh.
And came to work with a radio station here right out of college, and they offered me the chance to do the football games. The guy who had been doing them, Mr. George House, he had done them for quite a while, but I think he was having some health issues. So it just kind of opened the door. And that year, 86, happened to be a really good year. Charlie Ward was a quarterback who ended up winning a Heisman Trophy at Florida State in the national championship down there. So it was a good time to step in, and did that until 91. 91 and 92, I didn't do the games on the radio because I was working with the newspaper. I was writing for the paper.
Oh, so you left the school system, then you came back.
Well, I never really worked for the school system. I was just doing the play-by-play for the radio station.
Okay.
I started working here as a teacher in 94.
94.
But that was partially because I had been so involved in 92 when they played for the state championship. The video of that game, I did the play-by-play for. And then the 93 season, I started back doing the radio play-by-play. So 91, 92, I didn't do the radio play-by-play, and then was back in it in 93. Because when you're working for the newspaper, you
Yeah.
have to cover everybody.
Yep.
So it wasn't really smart or feasible for me to go just cover Central.
Yeah.
But those were great years. I mean,
The 90s was the best in the
yeah, I mean, from 92 through 97, I mean, those 6 years, we won 5 state championships in football.
What was the downturn of it? Like right after the end of 97.
Well, I mean, there really wasn't a downturn. There were a couple of down years, but we played for it again in 2002, and then we're one step away from playing for it again in 2003. And the same thing, we were one step away from playing for it in 2006 and 2007. I don't know. I don't know what, I mean, I think we got spoiled, kind of, sort of. You know what I mean?
Were we still
Yeah.
in the Region 3A, or we got moved up?
We got, and well, see, and that happened too. I mean, the school grew, and they bumped us up in classification, so we were playing bigger schools, and that created some problems too. We were lucky enough whenever we were winning all of them, we were a big school in that classification. But then when we got bumped up into the next classification, we were a small school, and that caused a difference. There's a big difference because we were playing.
We're playing 3A.
Well, we were playing Cairo and Doherty and Crisp County and those types of teams, and now we're playing Warner Robins and Lee County and the teams that are a lot bigger than the schools that we traditionally used to play. We're a small school in our classification right now, and that makes a difference. Whenever you're a school like ours, it's got about 1,600 or so, and you're playing a Warner Robins, it's got almost 1,900. They've got 300 more students to be able to pull from, and that makes a difference.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for how do you feel right now?
I feel
Here and now.
I feel good in that the day is over, and that we've got now 2 days until we go to spring break.
Go to spring break. Do you have any plans for spring break?
Yes, we're loading up and going to the mountains in North Carolina for a couple of days.
Where in North Carolina?
Black Mountain,
Black Mountain.
right in the middle of North
Yeah,
Carolina.
I've been there.
Very pretty,
Very pretty.
and we're gonna ride some horses up a mountain, and
Yeah, I got family in North Carolina.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
What can you describe the 90s radio to you right now?
Oh my gosh, that was a long time ago. Well, in the 90s,
Yeah.
I guess you could say, what would you say to your past self? If you could talk
Like
to
any
me.
advice or anything.
my gosh, don't spend so much time at school. Because I used to, because I was teaching by myself,
Yep.
I would be up here until 7:30 or 8 o'clock almost
Wow.
every day. But there was just so much to do. I mean, we were still doing a lot of the same stuff. It's just
Yeah.
one person.
Yep.
But the program's just grown and grown and grown. I mean, at that time, we didn't have probably 50, 60 students
Yeah.
in 3-4 classes. But now we've got 7 full classes. I mean, it's about 140 students. So it's just grown. But see, but I say that it wouldn't have grown that way if it hadn't succeeded. And the only way
Yeah.
to get it to succeed was to
And make it better.
invest in it.
Yeah.
And that took time.
And it obviously has.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's nothing else like this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things that I wish. I mean, of course, I think our students that are in here understand that, but
I think some of them take advantage of.
oh, they do. Oh, of
Yeah.
course, take it for granted.
I'm right here.
They don't realize the true potential of this
No.
place.
Every day in this classroom is like my happy place.
I remember when I
This is-
first came here, and like when I toured the school and I saw this place, I was like,
Oh, I know.
I had huge eyes. I was like, is this even real? Like, I'm gonna be here.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the coaching staff that Coach Henderson brought in with the new football staff. The first place he brought all those assistant coaches was right in here to show this off, because I think it sets a pretty good impression
Yeah.
of what the school has. But this isn't alone. I mean, you go over to the Prep Academy and look at like the automotive thing. Seriously,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they've got
They got
3 of those hydraulic lifts with the computers that do the diagnostic stuff. And then you go into the healthcare lab. They got like 13, 14 beds in there with the robots that you can do the pulses and check blood pressure and all. And the welding lab. I mean, it's, I've always, I mean, I honestly, and I'm not just saying it because I teach here, but I've always said that if a student can't find something at this school to get involved in, it's really their fault. Because there's so much stuff that you can get involved in. You know what I mean? I mean, it's almost like you have to say, I don't want to do anything, because there's so many options of things you can do. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's all good.
This broadcasting department has been a new home for me.
That's good. That's what it's for. And what's cool to me is seeing, I mean, I'm like when Ray Drew was in here. Ray, ended up playing football at Georgia. One of his best buddies was probably the biggest computer nerd in this school. And you walk in, and here's Ray at 6'6", about 280 pounds.
Did he play defensive end tackle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But he's got his best buddy there was about 5'8", about 140 pounds. He was just, but they were friends, and they never would have been friends without this, and they're still in contact today. So it's a good melting pot.
So is Adam Choice and Austin Bryan.
Yeah, I mean, Austin, both of those guys came through here, so it's good. Fills a role.
This is a question off of Central. Let's talk about Colquitt County. I remember going, Coach Guyton, he told me how back in the 90s, how they used to beat them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What
changed?
What changed to come to a 7A school?
Well, first off, Colquitt's the only high school in the county.
Yep.
See, we've got 3 high schools here, because you got Brookwood, which has, I mean, you could say it's small, but they still have probably in their high school age classes, there's probably 150, 200 students or so.
Yeah.
And then you got Thomasville High School that has about 750, 800 or so.
In each class?
Well, in their high school.
Oh, in their high school.
But that's grades 9 through 12. So if you take the 9, 10, 11, 12 grade at Thomasville and through Brookwood, that's probably near 1,000 students.
Yep.
You add that to what we've got here, and now we're Colquitt County, size-wise.
So that makes us even more stronger. Well, I don't know about that.
Well, no, well, I'm saying number-wise, they're the only school over there. And see, we're one of 3 high schools. So
I read an article where they merged with some school.
well, they had a bunch of schools that were over there in all the little communities, and they all just ended up in one school. But here, the city system in Thomasville existed before the county system existed. So when there used to be a high school in Oclotney, there was a high school in Boston, there was a
What happened to those buildings?
they're still there.
They're still there.
They're still there. Yeah, Pavo's their gym is still very active. I mean, at Oclotney, Old South Day is held on the grounds of the old school there.
What about Coolidge?
I don't know if they had. I think they had a school. There was, and I think there was one actually in Pavo. There was Pavo, Oclotney, Coolidge, anyway, there were several schools in the outlying area that were combined into Central High
So
School.
that's how we merged into Thomas County
That's
Central,
right.
because we came in to the center.
From the county, they all came into one school, but the city system still was by itself. The city system was here before the county system. But if you took all of those high school students that are in Thomas County, including Thomasville High School, our high school would be about the size of Cockwood County. But we've got 3 different schools. We divide them up. So that makes a difference.
When was the last time we didn't play Cottonwood?
Or last time we played them, or we didn't play them.
No,
We didn't play them last year. The last time we played them, I think, was Adam Choice's sophomore year, which would have been 2012.
Did we win that game?
No, they beat us bad.
Huh.
Yeah, they beat us
So
bad.
was,
Used to be very competitive, but then toward the end of it, it got pretty ugly. And there were some situations that popped up with coaches that were unnecessary and again kind of ugly, that made it kind of built a wall there that probably shouldn't have been. But Cockwood's got a great football program. There's no question about that. I mean, the great school. I haven't seen the new school, but it's really nice.
they said the new head coach has made a great job.
Oh yeah, heck, he's winning now.
They say they might consider him as the new head coach.
It could be. I mean, he's won one state championship over there, 2 maybe, I can't remember. But they're competing for it every year, and that's what you want.
So let's compete. This head coach at Colquitt versus Ed Pilcher.
Totally different. Totally different.
What's the best state football team we had out of all from the 90s?
My opinion, 96.
Okay, let's get their last time winning the state championship compete with our 1996 football team.
They would win.
They will win.
They would win.
They got more because they got more numbers. It's a much bigger school.
Yeah.
I mean, the state championship seasons for us, we didn't dress out but 50, 60 guys.
Oh shoot.
And Cockwood probably dresses out 110 or so.
Wow.
But that's where the difference is in the 7A school and the 5A school.
We're actually running past time.
Yes.
So if we could wrap it up real quick.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no,
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 you're fine, you're fine.
that's really fine.
And
It's
again-
really good.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Randy Young,
It was
the
really
voice,
nice having you.
Yeah.
the voice
Anytime.
of the Yellow Jackets. And again, make sure you come to these tutoring classes in the morning. No, it's in the afternoon.
It's in the morning and afternoon. In the mornings, it's over at A Hall from 7 to 7:50, and in the afternoons, it's over in the library from 3:30 to 5.
Make sure you take this as an advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
They got math tutoring going on too, and I think the math tutoring is offered in the mornings.
In the
But,
mornings.
yeah, but you'd have to check with the math teachers. But definitely take advantage of it. I'm gonna go in there and start turning things off.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good afternoon. God bless you.
Yes, thank you for watching and listening. And this is kind of a
Kind of like we're supposed to interview you.
it wasn't a set show. Kind of a lot of different things happened, unexpected things, but
This time we're gonna make sure that we get this.
it was really nice to have Mr. Young.
Talk about more about himself back in the 90s.
Yes, and I'm sure we'll have him again on the show in another time. And also, we'll probably work on a schedule for the show, and we'll have that probably out after spring break to let you know like when we're gonna do the shows and who will be on it and stuff like that, so you know. And we'll have a some kind of web page or something on our social media.
Again, this Friday we might have Huntley Rogers coming in for an interview. This has been the first time that our special guest and I came up, but I understand that she might be busy or something. It's not her fault. If she was busy, that's okay. This Friday we might be interviewing Huntley Rogers, so we're gonna make the schedule tight. We're gonna make things on time, make sure they're good.
Yeah, we're gonna make things more set in stone, so we'll be more enjoyable. Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, thank you very much. Have a good
Yes, thank
afternoon,
you. Thank you for
good
listening.
night, and God bless you.